Good morning. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I know yesterday was a little cold and breezy, but hopefully you got outside on Saturday. A little rainy today, but maybe it'll clear up so that we can get outside as well. So now that we are on day 5, I know it's a little confusing because on the calendar it seems like it should be Friday. But because we picked up our packets on Tuesday, I will stay with that progression starting from Tuesday. Some of you might even be on day 4, and that's fine too. You work at your own pace. So I'm just gonna flip. Okay. So starting with day 5, we have finishing up our reading lesson 27. So you should have went through all the pages and answered all the questions at the stop, think, and write section, and that should have led you to this page here. So this is like a cumulative review, a little comprehension check, and it even gives you some helpful hints on the side as to where to look back to find your answer. Again, make sure you restate, checking always for capitals and periods and that our sentences make sense. And also being very careful if they're asking you for 2 details or 2 animals, make sure you put 2 of them and not just 1. Moving on into writing. So again, I know this could be tricky, but we did end our my favorite subject writing, and we are moving on with this paragraph of the week, and yours is labeled. It should say day 5 on Monday, and then if you look in the corner, it should say one thing I am good at is. So day 5 is just your brainstorming, starting to think of something that you are good at. Now, it doesn't have to be just a sport. It could be a talent. It could be something school related. It could even be as simple as I'm good at cleaning my room, or I'm good at helping with dinner, or something silly like that. Maybe you're good at ironing. I know I'm not, but anything that you can think of that you're good at, even if it's helping others. Something that you have a lot of detail about that you can write. And Monday will be your brainstorming spot where you can start to jot down as many ideas that you can think of and start to think of the one that you can talk the most about. Then we're still on week 1, daily language review. I know it can get confusing. I wish I did a better job at typing this out, but unfortunately we were scrambling. So day 5 is still week 1 of the daily language review, and that's going to be Friday. So this will be the last day that we're on week 1. And what you'll do is you'll just look for if there's any capitalization, punctuation, or spelling mistakes, or if there's none at all. And then if you would like, I know I gave a little bit of feedback, but I'm going to go through each of your submitted pages, and then you can record your daily progress on how you did on each of those daily language days, if you want. Then moving on into math. So again, this is just a review. We are reviewing adding and subtracting decimals. So don't get confused with multiplying, because with multiplying, we count the number of decimal placement. When we're adding and subtracting, the decimal just goes straight down to the bottom. You'll also see that some of the decimals have more digits than the other. So remember, if there's nothing above the 3, we can fill in a 0 here so that we can have both decimals have the same amount of digits on the top and bottom. And then you'll also apply that for a few others on the page. So just be careful with that. Plug in your zeros where necessary and then bring your decimal down. The signs do change throughout, so just be careful paying attention to the sign. It's both addition and then it switched to subtraction for some of them. So just keep an eye on that. And then for social studies, we have our maps, graphs, and globes, page 28 to 35. And in this section, we are going to be focusing on route maps. And then you'll just continue on each page, filling in as necessary. And then at the end, 35. Oh, it just looks like it goes back into geography themes up close. So then you'll end with that. And then the last thing that you have scheduled for day 5 will be your science, reading page 300 to 302. And that's going to look like this. You'll read about the moon phases. You have a nice diagram with some descriptions there. And the last page is here, keeping track of time. And then you'll have your questions below and your lesson check questions. So as usual, if you need help or assistance on anything, feel free to reach out. You can dojo message me. You can find me on Google Classroom. Probably much easier to just reach me on Class Dojo. And as always, submit your work to me. Just take a picture of it and send it through the message so that I can start giving you credit for what you've done. All right, you guys are doing great so far. I know it feels like forever, but we're only on day 5 and we got this. Don't give up. Take it one day at a time. Deep breaths. Take breaks when you need it. Have a great day, guys.